4th and 3, so what do you got to lose at this point? They're going for it and taking off and getting the first down and a lot more. That'll look good on the stat sheet. Clock winding to the 2-minute warning. That's caught, 30-yard line.
Their style of football, it goes into December and into January.
And first down, stepping out of a would-be sack, and Browning will take it. But he made his NFL debut earlier this season. Looking, throwing, and that's going to be caught for the touchdown by Jamar Chase.
He's going to sell the fade and then come back. Ball's already in the air. And that's just, you're going to put it to a spot and have your receiver work back to it. And we know Jamar Chase can do that.
And on the fumble, Deontay Johnson did not go after the football when Pittsburgh turned it over. Somehow Browning gets out of there, floats it up to Irwin. What appeared to be a sure sack turns into a big play downfield, but a flag down. And that's not a knock on a backup wide receiver or a backup safety. It's just the responsibility that requires. Up in the air, snagged by Chase.
Because he's doing it to the player that he went and got involved with and beat, and Joey Porter Jr. That ball was well thrown, and Chase saw it the whole way. Porter doesn't see it quite in time, so Chase is able to make a play on the football. Mouth guard goes away, ball goes into his hands. Strong hands. Look at him. He caught it with the mouth guard and the ball.
For the Pittsburgh Steelers, the first time this season they will outgain their opponent. Browning the toss, Mixon the catch. Yards after the grab. He's still going. Joe Mixon out of bounds. Bengals get a big gain.
It all starts with good hand that turns into good hands by Mixon. Stops the progress of the ball, brings it to himself, and then look out there running with him, Cordell Volson.
3rd down and 4. Browning has a man, Chase, one-handed grab for the first down.
If he just wanted to take it right away with Mixon, but instead he goes outside, does a good job, and obviously Jamar Chase, one of the best receivers in all of football, makes a nice play on this ball that was thrown behind him.
Browning keeps, takes the bigger shot, and he's got Trenton Irwin.
And this is some of the things that Jake Browning does well and that Zach Taylor wanted to implement into this game plan tonight. Nice route by Irwin. He's able to get in behind, and a good throw by Jake Browning. And it's those type of completions.
3rd down and about 1.5 yards. Extra men on the rush. This one floated, caught by Chase, and he is gone. Touchdown Cincinnati as he takes it into the end zone. He beat Tyson Campbell, and 76 yards later, the Bengals have their first lead of the night.
Well, the Jaguars are going to bring pressure, and Browning knows exactly where he's going with the football. He's got one-on-one press coverage, and he goes to the number 1 receiver, Jamar Chase, and throws a perfect ball.
This is Browning trying to take it in. And no signal yet. They got to find where he is.
Well, he was a little...
Touchdown. Touchdown, Jake Browning.
Yeah, he was. He bobbles the ball a little bit, and he's trying to secure it. Because there was a good pause right after the ball was snapped before he ever got moving. But he's able to get it, and then he gets it across the goal line.
They're looking at it again. It certainly looks like he breaks the plane of the goal line right there. But it is not yet confirmed as a touchdown. You can see the body of Browning is across the goal line.
I think it'll stand, Joe. They're trying to piece some stuff together. Where's the ball? Where's the knees? You're not going to see it in there. I think it'll stick.
The ruling a touchdown is going to...
Browning rolling out to his right. He can take it and get it. First down and still going. inside the 40, out of bounds near the 32.
That he was going to go down and then just regroup, but instead, once he comes around the end and he sees that he's got a chance to pick up the first down, he's got it there. I thought he was going to hit the ground, but instead he cuts back and picks up a lot more yardage and even gives him a little head fake at the end of that play.
Here's one for Chase, a bobble, and he got it. What a catch by Jamar Chase.
Great throw by Jake Browning. You know, he had a chance, a perfect throw, placed right where it needed to be, and Jake Browning, this is probably his third read in the progression. He starts to his left, but he comes right back and lays that.
Chase in motion. Off the play fake, Browning to throw. Pockets collapsing to the middle. Got it off to Boyd, and Boyd's got a first down in the middle of the field.
His reads, looking left, coming back late, finding Boyd over the middle. One of the things he said to us, which was really interesting, is that in this offense, all I have to do is trust my reads and go where the coverage dictates.
Yeah, these guys are more wide than they are directly at the quarterback.
Here's T. Higgins, middle of the field. He's got a first down and more. But he's inside Indianapolis territory.
Right in his grill. So when you do that, you're able to look.
His family in Joe Burrow's box watching. Passes complete. Hudson into the end zone. Touchdown Cincinnati right out of the gates.
There's Tanner Hudson. Is his knee down before he gets in? I think he's across there. Looks like the ball's across. Couldn't really tell from that angle.
Hey guys, that's a keeper. We said this about Chase Brown. First career touchdown for Hudson. Well, that's close. I think he's there. The Joe Burrow, as far as the quickness goes, slightly ahead.
And he was fifth fastest in the NFL before he got injured.
Second down at 10. Browning looking for it all. He's got Higgins, and Higgins spins around.
At a practice facility, there is a red line in between the outside edge of the numbers and the hats. It's about 6 yards from the sideline.
On second and goal, Browning will keep it himself to his left into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Second time today, the Bengals have had first and goal inside the 5. They are 12 for 13 on the year, cashing that in for touchdown.
Browning on second. Has Chase wide open, and he makes the one-handed grab inside the 25. Has the Bengals in business at the 21.
All hands.
Joe Mixon in the backfield. Browning looks, throws to the end zone. Higgins, touchdown! Cincinnati! For T. Higgins, who's missed 4 games and hasn't had the production he wanted, but here he comes up big time. Jake Browning, 7 of 7 on that drive, finishing it off with 6 when he hits number 5. Browning throws to the middle of the field, and it's going to be a first down by Jamar Chase as he works his way inside the zone and now inside the red zone.
Right here, look at the Vikings. They have everybody at the line of scrimmage right there, something that they always do. But it's 3rd and 21, so they're going to fall back into a zone. But those droppers coming from the line of scrimmage, they're not able to get enough depth, and that allows Jamar Chase to sneak in.
48 seconds to go. It's 2nd and 10 with 3 receivers to the right. Browning looking. Pressured, throws it deep, and the ball is caught by T. Higgins at the 1-yard line. And it's actually called a touchdown. Somehow Higgins got it across the line. Now we'll have to give that one a look.
Right there, feels the pressure, throws it up. T. Higgins again on the Caleb Evans, goes up, makes the catch, 2 feet down. It's a completion, reaches the ball.
Wow.
The line and goes over top of it, Chris. I think that is a touchdown. This is the second time he's thrown it up, and T. Higgins has reached up. This time he holds on to it. I don't know, though. It's close to see if that ball is already on the white as he's reaching it over.
It is confirmed a touchdown, so he came back from out of the end zone to Browning. The Vikings with some pressure. Browning flush, throws it downfield. The ball's caught by Boyd. Keeps his footing inside the 30. Cuts inside the 20, the 15, and the Bengals have the ball down to the 12-yard line. But he just ripped the Vikings' heart out.
Tyler Boyd working inside. He's open, but he doesn't see him. Keeps working his way all the way across the field. Makes the play, makes the catch. But what he does after he gets the catch to drive them all the way in field goal range.
Zach Taylor knows that's irrelevant. This is a game that, regardless of the opponent, you got to have to be a playoff team. And that's a big play. T. Higgins. Wow. Extends. Higgins is gone. It's a Higgins house call. Touchdown. 80 yards.
Here's Porter, but as this route comes in, he's going to turn him loose to an inside defender. And you can see the inside linebacker, Mikel Walker, number 38, got all twisted around. Again, no Landon Roberts on the inside.
To try to make this a two-score game. Browning surveys. Browning extending the play. Shovel. He's got it. Joe Mixon. Creative from Jake Browning.
Not been a good game for him so far with the 2 interceptions. He gets the pass to Higgins. Now he doesn't panic on the 2-point conversion. He knows he can't run it in there because Highsmith will tackle him, but he gets him close enough that he can flip this ball out to Mixon for the conversion.
Browning dials it up. Caught. Inbounds.
And it's a well-placed ball by Jake Browning.
Now a season high 140 yards for Higgins.
Short.
3rd and 5 for Browning. Lets it fly. Wide open. Trenton Irwin over the middle of the field, and he's tripped up.
Browning with time down the field. He finds Chase. Chase pulls it down.
Well, now
here, Tony.
Unbelievable. See how the quarterback looks left, and Chase has to find the little honey hole between the corner and the safety.
3rd and goal. Half yard away. And they're going to go up top. No, he's going to run for it. And he's in for the touchdown. Able to somehow slide off the hit and go in sideways for the touchdown.
Uses that little wiggle at the end to get a half little shot on him. Showing off. That's an instinctful play. And the key, one of the 2 keys we said, was his legs today, Jim. And boy, has that stood out early.
They rush 4. Browning down the field. It's caught. It's Boyd at the 44 and a first down.
Been a great influence for Jake Browning and this offense while he's been out. On 3rd down and 10, Browning looking middle of the field. Pass is complete. Charlie Jones. Cameron Mitchell eventually made the tackle. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line.
Area. And Charlie Jones is a guy that they've kind of been waiting for. You know, we look at Tyler Boyd. He's been a great number 3, a great Bengal for the last 8 years.
Tyler Boyd come in motion off the play fake to Mixon. Browning wide open, touchdown Bengals. Oh, wait, did he hang on?
Yeah, he had it on his feet. He started to make the dance moves.
He was. Yosivash with his 3rd touchdown. Yeah, Hickman jarred it loose, but he already had the score.
Because there's no rule that says you have to tuck it away. You have to make a football move. And once your great play is getting rid of the ball, but the guys have been in his face each and every time.
3rd down at 18. Browning middle of the field. Oh, he's got a man. Trent Irwin went high in the air, went through the hands of 3 different defenders.
Excellent touch.
26 yards. Play clock down to 2. Browning looking right the whole time. Hitches, throws to the middle. Pass is caught. Yosivash, his 2nd touchdown reception of the day.
Well, you're not going to see the route here, the ISO route, but he moves the linebacker to create the space to get it into his receiver. Just really good job. High level.